Trigger work in relationships. Triggers rarely arise when you're alone. As the saying goes, it takes two to tango. Whether it's with family members, friends, lovers, or even strangers, triggers seldom occur in isolation. Sometimes when you're triggered, your reactions, body language, volume, tone, words, behavior, or energy can become a mirror that triggers another person. In some cases, only one person is triggered, while the other person remains regulated. The regulated individual may be aware that the other person has been triggered, or it could be entirely unconscious to them. During my writing process, I received a clear message. We are constantly pushing energy away or drawing it towards us, like the positive or negative charge of a battery or magnet. Humans are drawn together to evolve. Opposites attract for this vital reason. The front artwork of this book beautifully depicts what happens when two people are triggered. While their adult selves turn away, their inner children continue to yearn for connection, acceptance, and love. The emotional processing technique is a powerful tool for those in conscious relationships, and that's what my book explains, step 1 through 10. This process can be immensely powerful in various relationship dynamics between family members, business partners, friends, but I'll specifically be focusing on the dynamic within a conscious romantic relationship here, but you can apply these principles as you see fit. When I refer to a conscious relationship, I mean individuals who possess self-awareness at a level where they can prioritize their shared goal of partnership over their pride, the need to be right, wounded egos, conditioned beliefs, or cultural norms. It involves two individuals who are open and ready to take radical responsibility for their contributions to the relationship's growth. A conscious relationship is one in which both partners are invested in a win-win outcome, even during moments of temporary forgetfulness. For this process to be effective, both individuals must take full responsibility for their triggers without blaming the other for causing their state of triggeredness. There must be a shared understanding that triggers are personal and have everything to do with the individual experiencing them, while the other person serves as a mirror. It is the individual's responsibility to step away and engage in the processing work before attempting to find a resolution and working through it together. It can be helpful to communicate what you're going through to ensure there are no mixed messages. This can be articulated by saying something like, "This interaction has brought up some emotional residue from my past, and I can feel that my nervous system is activated. I'd like to take some time alone to process what's going on for me here, so I can come back and continue this conversation in a clear and helpful way." At times, your trigger may register low on that scale of 1 to 10, and because you're present and in a slightly tense conversation, you might miss the internal cues. A good indicator that you've been triggered is a sense that your cognitive capacity has been diminished. You may experience confusion, brain fog, feel uncertain about your truth, or disconnected from your clarity. It's important to utilize your best communication skills to pause the conversation as soon as you notice these signs. The more you continue, the higher likelihood of saying or doing something you'll regret. Once you've effectively processed the underlying paradigm at play, you'll be able to resume the conversation, feeling more grounded in your truth. You'll also be more empathetic, compassionate, and aware of the other person. A telltale sign that you've been triggered is a temporary loss of empathy and compassion. It's a momentary forgetting that the other person is also on an ongoing journey of human evolution, which includes projecting their past pain onto their present. I often tell my clients that when we're triggered, it's like smearing dirty fingers all over our sunglasses. Our vision becomes clouded and we're unable to see clearly. Now imagine two people with smudges from their past all over their lenses. Neither one can see the situation for what it truly is, an opportunity for individual and partnership evolution. But what if we're not in a conscious partnership? Can this technique still be helpful? Time and time again, I've observed that when one person takes responsibility for their projected pain and does the necessary processing, they begin to show up differently. They perceive the situation differently and often exhibit more empathy towards the unhealed parts they are now recognizing in the other person. They experience the situation differently because the emotional charge of their past is no longer as potent. Their behaviour changes from nonverbal cues to the language they choose. The combination of these changes creates a shift in their energy. And as they radiate a different energy, they often receive something different in return. Remember, leaders go first, even when no one follows. So be a leader, do the inner work, and release the expectation that others will follow suit. Ultimately, only you have the power to change yourself. However, when it comes to relationships, changing yourself is transforming 50% of the equation. Some people may never change, so stop expecting them to. If you're desperately needing them to change, they won't. But if you remain open to the possibility of them changing, there's a chance, and that's the best you can hope for. Remember, you always have the choice to leave, and sometimes that choice becomes the most powerful stand for your evolution you can ever take. A big thanks for giving your time and energy to my book. If you've enjoyed it and you want to read the entire book or listen to it, you can buy it for $10 via my website or via my Instagram page. The full version of this book includes a guided recording, a needs list, feelings list, a cheat sheet, and you get the opportunity to book a 30-minute mini session with me to workshop the process, all for $10. Thanks so much for your attention. Lots of love, Jake.